What if I told you that one of the most common blouses hiding in your closet right now isn't just adding years to your look, it's quietly holding you back from the vibrant, confident woman you are today? I've seen it happen countless times. You reach for that old favorite without thinking, slip it on, and suddenly something feels dated. It's not because you've changed in a bad way, it's because your style hasn't caught up to the woman you've become. In this video, we're going to uncover 9 blouse styles that instantly age women over 60, and I promise, style number 6 is such a huge mistake you'll wonder how you ever overlooked it. I'll not only show you what to avoid, but also what to wear instead, so you can look polished, modern, and effortlessly elegant, without sacrificing comfort. So, before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with a friend who deserves to feel as confident as you do. Trust me, by the end of today, you'll see your wardrobe, and maybe even yourself, in a whole new light. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Outdated print blouses. This single choice can add 10 years to your look without you even noticing. Be honest, do you still have one of these tucked away in your closet? I'm talking about those oversized florals from the 90s, the loud clashing colors that once felt daring, or those dizzying geometric patterns that used to make you stand out. Back then, they were perfect for who you were. But fashion, like you, evolves, and when you keep holding on to these prints in your everyday outfits, they can quietly keep your style and your presence anchored in the past. It's not that you look bad in them. The truth is, these patterns create a visual story that says yesterday instead of today, and you, Queen, deserve to be seen exactly as you are now, vibrant, modern, and unmistakably confident. The great news? You don't have to give up joy, personality, or the memories tied to those prints. Keep them as cherished pieces, maybe even framed or worn for nostalgic moments. But for the woman you are today, reach for patterns that honor your growth. Think delicate, small florals that soften your features, crisp stripes that elongate, gingham for timeless charm, or tiny polka dots that add playfulness without overwhelming. These modern prints are endlessly versatile. Pair them with jeans for brunch, tailored pants for a meeting, or a skirt for a night out, and the shift is instant. You'll move differently, feel lighter, and notice the way people respond to you changes. I'll never forget a friend who wore her vintage floral blouse to a work event. People smiled and said, "That's so cute." But no one said, "Wow, you look powerful," or "You look incredible." Cute is nice, but at this stage you deserve more than nice. You deserve presence. So next time your hand reaches for that old favorite, pause and ask, is this honoring the woman I am now or the woman I used to be? Your clothes should reflect your story today, not just yesterday's chapter. And if you think outdated prints can hold you back, wait until you see the next blouse, because it's even more skilled at stealing the spotlight away from you. 2. Blouses with exaggerated ruffles. Picture this. You slip into a blouse covered in ruffles, on the shoulders, across the chest, running down the sleeves. At first glance, it feels feminine, even romantic. But the moment you see your reflection, something feels off. Instead of highlighting you, the blouse becomes the main character. And worse, all those layers of fabric are adding bulk in places you'd rather keep sleek. Here's why it happens. Exaggerated ruffles disrupt your proportions. They can make your torso look shorter, add unwanted volume to the bust or midsection, and shift the eye away from your natural shape. Instead of enhancing your elegance, they risk making the outfit look like a costume, more suited for a themed party than a modern, confident woman stepping out into the world today. That doesn't mean you have to abandon softness or romance. The key is to choose details that breathe, not overwhelm. Flowing bell sleeves, gentle gathers, or a blouse with a subtle drape in a neutral tone can evoke that same femininity, only now it's refined, intentional, and in harmony with your silhouette. Pair it with well-tailored pants or a clean-lined skirt, and suddenly you're leading the conversation, not your clothes. One client of mine adored boho style, but always felt too busy in photos. We swapped her heavily frilled tops for airy chiffon blouses with a single soft ruffle at the cuff. Her smile in those new photos said it all: lightness, elegance, and a style that moved with her, not against her. So, if your goal is to be remembered for your presence, your smile, and your energy, let the ruffles take a supporting role. They can still be part of the story, just not the headline. And speaking of details that can overwhelm, the next blouse on our list is one you might have saved for special occasions, without realizing it might be dimming your natural light every time you wear it. 3. Shiny fabrics and sequined blouses. Ah, sparkle. It catches the eye instantly, doesn't it? You see a blouse shimmering under the store lights, sequins, metallic threads, glossy satin, and it feels like it could make any occasion more glamorous. But here's the hidden truth. When shine becomes the star of the outfit, it often steals the spotlight from you. Shiny fabrics reflect light in ways that can be unforgiving. They highlight every fold, every curve, every texture, sometimes in areas you'd rather not draw attention to. Sequins can exaggerate movement in the wrong places. Stiff metallic fabrics can make you feel like you're wearing a costume instead of something that's truly you. And while they can be fun in small doses, going all in on shine can send a message that's louder than your presence. There's a way to keep that touch of glamour without letting it overpower your elegance. Swap the all-over sequins for a blouse in silk, satin, or a fine crepe with a subtle sheen. These materials catch the light softly, adding depth and richness to your look while still letting your face and energy remain the focal point. Choose colors that flatter your skin: emerald green, deep navy, soft olive, or classic ivory, and let the fabric whisper sophistication instead of shouting for attention. I once worked with a woman who wore a gold sequined top to a family wedding. She looked radiant, but in the photos, the glare of the sequins made her almost disappear into a burst of light. The next event, she wore a midnight blue silk blouse with a soft drape. Same woman, same smile, but now everyone saw her. Remember, Queen, you already shine from within. Let your clothes enhance that glow, not compete with it. And if you think sequins can steal your presence, wait until you see the next style. It's one of the most deceptively harmless blouses, yet it can quietly undermine your elegance in ways you might never expect. 4. Strapless blouses. At first, strapless blouses seem tempting, especially for summer weddings, outdoor parties, or special celebrations. They promise a clean neckline, a little drama, and the freedom of bare shoulders. But here's the problem. For most women over 60, they bring along more trouble than they're worth. Strapless styles have no built-in structure. Instead of lifting your figure, they tend to flatten the bust and cut your silhouette in a way that shortens your upper body. They leave your arms and shoulders fully exposed, which can sometimes make you feel less secure and more aware of every movement. And unless they fit like a glove, they're prone to slipping, leaving you tugging and adjusting all night. That constant distraction takes you out of the moment. And honestly, you deserve to be fully present without worrying about your top. It's not about hiding anything, it's about choosing what to highlight. A smarter alternative? Boat neck blouses. They show just enough of the collarbone to feel feminine, while offering coverage and structure that moves with you. This neckline frames your face beautifully, elongates the neck, and works in both casual and formal settings. One client told me she hadn't worn strapless in years, but kept one just in case. We swapped it for a sleeveless boat neck silk blouse in a soft blush tone. She wore it to a charity dinner and later said, "I didn't think about my outfit once. I just enjoyed myself." That's the kind of freedom style should give you. So, if you've been holding on to a strapless top for those special occasions, consider this. Special moments are better remembered for the laughs, the conversations, and the memories, not the constant adjusting of a blouse. And speaking of blouses, that seem fine at first, but come with hidden costs. The next style on our list looks playful and fun, but it might actually be adding years and taking away the polish you deserve. 5. Blouses with messages. You've seen them everywhere. T-shirts and blouses splashed with phrases like best grandma, cool nana, or life begins at 60. They're cute, they're lighthearted, and maybe you even bought one as a gift or for a laugh. But here's the thing, you don't need a blouse to speak for you. Your presence, your voice, and the way you carry yourself already say more than any printed slogan ever could. Message blouses are usually designed with a younger audience in mind. The bold text breaks up your silhouette, drawing attention to the bust or midsection, areas you might prefer to keep streamlined. And often, the phrases themselves don't actually reflect your depth, your experiences, or the elegant confidence you've earned over the years. Instead of adding style, they can unintentionally make your look feel less polished, even gimmicky. If you want your outfit to say something, let it speak through design and detail. Opt for blouses with beautiful prints, soft florals, watercolor patterns, understated stripes that bring light to your face and complement your skin tone. These choices tell a richer story, one of taste, intention, and quiet confidence. A friend of mine wore a bright graphic tee with a cheeky phrase to a brunch. Everyone laughed, but later, she admitted she felt a little out of place in the photos. The next time, she chose a cream blouse with a subtle gold thread woven through the fabric. No one commented on the blouse's words because there weren't any, but the compliments about her elegance didn't stop coming. Queen, you already have the attention of those who matter. You don't need a shirt to announce who you are. The right blouse will whisper it in a way that's far more powerful. And while printed slogans can be distracting, the next blouse on our list goes in the opposite direction, removing too much and leaving you feeling more exposed than empowered. 6. Spaghetti strap blouses. We've all worn them at some point. Those whisper-thin straps holding up a breezy summer blouse. They feel light, easy, and cool in the heat. But once you pass 60, spaghetti straps can become one of the fastest ways to shift attention to areas you might prefer to frame more gracefully. Here's why. As the years pass, our shoulders, arms, and neckline naturally change. There's nothing wrong with that. It's simply life. But ultra-thin straps tend to highlight those changes instead of balancing them. They also make it nearly impossible to wear a supportive bra without visible straps or the discomfort of a strapless one. And at this stage, comfort and support are non-negotiable, not just for how you look, but for how you feel. That doesn't mean you have to give up sleeveless styles entirely. Instead, choose blouses. Choose with wider straps that offer both elegance and structure. A halter neckline can be a fantastic choice. It opens up the shoulders in a flattering way, while still letting you wear proper support underneath. Pair that with a rounded neckline, and you'll elongate your figure and draw the eye upward toward your face. One woman I worked with swapped her go-to spaghetti strap camisole for a sleeveless linen top with wide straps and a soft drape. She told me she felt dressed instead of underdressed and noticed people looking her in the eye, not at her blouse straps. The goal isn't to cover up, it's to choose pieces that respect your comfort, support your shape, and frame your beauty in the most flattering light. And if spaghetti straps reveal more than you'd like, the next blouse we'll talk about has the opposite problem. It hides too much, yet still manages to make you feel less confident. 7. Sheer blouses. At first glance, sheer blouses seem sophisticated, lightweight fabrics that float as you move, catching the light in a delicate way. They whisper of elegance, until you actually put one on. Then reality sets in. You're suddenly calculating what to wear underneath, tugging at layers to make sure nothing is slipping out of place, and wondering if the light and airy look has crossed over into too revealing. The problem isn't transparency itself. It's the way most sheer blouses expose more than they enhance. They often require an extra camisole or tank underneath, which disrupts the clean lines of your outfit and can make you feel bulky instead of graceful. And because many are made from synthetic fabrics that don't breathe well, you end up feeling hot and uncomfortable in a style that's supposed to feel effortless. There's also the visual element. Sheer fabrics can highlight texture in ways you don't intend, and they draw attention to undergarments, something you'd likely prefer to keep as a subtle, invisible foundation. Instead of amplifying your elegance, they risk making you appear less polished. The solution? Choose fabrics that offer drape and movement without being see-through. A silky crepe, a fine cotton voile with a lining, or a blouse with strategically placed lace inserts can give you that hint of softness and allure without crossing into discomfort. If you want to add subtle sensuality, a V neckline or delicate sleeve detail can do far more than full transparency ever could. One client swapped her favorite sheer top for a cream silk blouse with sheer sleeves only. She said it felt like the best of both worlds, the romance of translucence, but with the confidence of full coverage, and that confidence changed the way she walked into the room. Because Queen, true sensuality at this stage isn't about showing everything, it's about suggesting, with intention. And speaking of less is more, the next blouse on our list takes that idea in the wrong direction, cutting away fabric, where you actually do need it, and in doing so, it chips away at your comfort and your shape. 8. Crop tops. There's no denying the youthful energy a crop top projects. That little strip of fabric between the blouse and the waistband might feel playful, daring, even rebellious. But after 60, crop tops often do more harm than good, especially when the goal is to feel confident, elegant, and comfortable in your own skin. The challenge with crop tops is proportion. By cutting off the fabric high on the torso, they can visually shorten your frame and widen the waistline. Instead of creating shape, they often remove it, leaving the eye without a clear line to follow. And while bearing the midriff might seem bold, it's not always the most flattering way to highlight your best features at this stage in life. But here's the good news. You can keep that playful spirit without sacrificing shape or coverage. A knotted blouse tied at the waist can create the same flirty energy while adding definition to your silhouette. It draws the eye to the narrowest part of your body, creates movement, and feels intentional rather than accidental. I once worked with a woman who loved her cropped summer tees, but admitted she always paired them with cardigans to cover the gap. When she tried a lightweight cotton blouse with a front tie, something shifted. She stood taller, moved with more ease, and didn't once reach to pull her top down. This isn't about covering up, it's about creating lines and details that work with your body, not against it. A blouse that frames your shape will always be more empowering than one that leaves you self-conscious. And while crop tops can make you feel like you're missing fabric, the next style does the opposite, giving you fabric, yes, but in all the wrong ways, weighing you down instead of lifting you up. 9. Cheap, fast fashion blouses. We've all had that moment. You're strolling through a store, and a blouse catches your eye. The color is gorgeous, the price is irresistible, and you tell yourself, it's just for now, I'll wear it once or twice. But Queen, just for now, often turns into a style habit that quietly chips away at your elegance. Fast fashion blouses are designed for quick appeal, not lasting beauty. They're often made from stiff synthetic fabrics that don't breathe, with stitching that loosens after a few washes, colors that fade, and shapes that lose their structure almost instantly. What seems like a bargain in the moment ends up costing you more, not just in money, but in the way you present yourself to the world. At this stage in life, your style tells your story. You've outgrown disposable fashion. You deserve pieces that move with you, hold their shape, and feel good against your skin. When you slip into a blouse made from fine cotton, breathable linen, or a smooth silk blend, something shifts, not just in how you look, but in how you stand, how you walk, and how people see you. I once helped a client replace 3 of her throwaway tops with 2 well-made blouses in neutral tones. She paired them with everything: jeans, skirts, tailored trousers, and every time she felt put together without trying. The compliments came, but more importantly, she said she felt more herself. This isn't about spending more. It's about choosing better. Fewer high-quality blouses will serve you far longer and elevate every outfit you own. They'll carry you from a casual coffee date to a dinner party without missing a beat. And while cheap blouses fade and fray, your style should do the opposite: grow richer and more refined with time. Speaking of fabric, the next blouse on our list proves that shine doesn't always equal sophistication. In fact, too much of it can steal the spotlight from the one thing that should always be center stage: you. Queen, your wardrobe isn't just a collection of fabrics and colors, it's a living reflection of the woman you are today. Every choice you make, from the cut of your blouse to the texture of its fabric, shapes how you feel and how the world experiences you. And after 60, style isn't about chasing trends or proving something. It's about honoring yourself with pieces that lift you up, flatter your spirit, and carry your story forward. The blouses we've talked about today aren't bad in themselves. They simply no longer serve the woman you've become. Letting them go isn't about erasing your past. It's about creating space for the confidence, elegance, and ease that define you now. So, stand in front of your closet with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, does this piece reflect the woman I am today? If the answer is no, it's time to make room for something better. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment with the blouse style you're most ready to let go of. And if you found these tips helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Because your best style years, they're not behind you. They're happening right now.